They say world-class players shine under pressure. But what about those who deliver brilliance and still go unnoticed? One of them is Raphinha. In La Liga, he scored 18 goals and provided 9 assists. In the Champions League, he added 13 more goals and 8 assists, the most ever by a Brazilian player in a single European season. But it's not just about numbers. He creates chances, breaks down defenses, and shows elite-level vision. So why is nobody talking about him? There's no doubt this was the best season of his career, and maybe even one of the best ever produced by a Brazilian forward in Europe. You could say Raphinha was the best player in the world last season, and you wouldn't sound crazy if you've seen his stats and his performances. What makes it even more remarkable? He did all of this carrying the weight of doubt. Before last season, it seemed like he was already halfway out of Barcelona, especially with all the rumors about Nico Williams joining the club. But instead of disappearing, Raphinha responded like a true professional on the pitch. Under Hansi Flick, he didn't just play well, he dominated. He scored in big games, delivered in crucial moments, and was at the heart of everything good happening for Barca. At 28, he became a creative machine. Nobody saw it coming. But if you know his story, you wouldn't be surprised. Today, the Premier League kicks off. Liverpool versus Bournemouth. The Reds will push from the first minute, while the Cherries will look to spoil the party at Anfield. Make the match even more exciting. Link in the pinned comment. Raphinha's journey started far from the spotlight, in amateur street tournaments in Arzila, where you had to be tough just to survive, let alone stand out. Dusty pitches, brutal heat, sometimes even the sound of gunfire nearby. Some teams didn't even have kits. No referees, no rules, just raw, street football. Both big clubs from his hometown, Grêmio and Internacional, rejected him, saying he was too skinny, too weak. For most kids, that would have been the end, but not for Raphinha. He was picked up by a small club, Imbituba, and from there joined Avaí's youth team in 2014. His breakthrough came at the Copinha, the São Paulo Youth Cup, one of the biggest youth tournaments in Brazil. That's where Deco, yes, that Deco, Barça legend, and now the club's sporting director, spotted him. He was impressed by Raphinha's pace, confidence, and fearlessness on the ball. Deco brought him into his agency, and soon after, Raphinha moved to Europe, signing for Vitória Guimarães for around 600,000 euros. Over the next 2 seasons, he became one of their stars. 19 goals and 7 assists in 65 league matches, earning the club's Breakthrough of the Year award in 2017. He was a problem, and that kind of problem doesn't stay unnoticed. In 2018, Sporting CP signed him for 6.5 million euros, a big step up. Despite a few injuries, his quality was obvious. He helped Sporting win both the Portuguese Cup and League Cup, scoring a clutch penalty in the shootout against Porto. Pressure? It didn't faze him. That kind of toughness is forged in Brazilian streets. Then came Ren, who paid a club record 21 million euros in 2019. He scored 8 goals and 7 assists in League One, helping Rennes finish third, the best result in their history and their first ever Champions League qualification. On October 5th, 2020, Raphinha joined Leeds United for 17 million euros. It didn't make huge headlines. Most fans hadn't even heard of him. Leeds had just come back to the Premier League, and all anyone talked about was survival. But the moment he stepped on the pitch, it was clear. This was different. He became the embodiment of Marcelo Bielsa's football. Fearless, tireless, selfless. Under Bielsa's high-pressing system, Raphinha reached a new level. In the 2021-22 season, he ranked among the top 10 attacking players for tackles and interceptions per 90 minutes, something rare for someone with such flair. And when Leeds were fighting for survival, Raphinha carried them. 11 goals, including a calm, pressure-filled penalty on the final day against Brentford. He left as a fan favorite, a symbol of fight and passion. Then came Barcelona. For Raphinha, it wasn't just a transfer, it was a dream. From street football in Restinga to Camp Nou. But dreams aren't always smooth. Under Xavi, things didn't quite click. He played out of position, rotated constantly, and couldn't find rhythm. Financial issues loomed over the club, and in 2024, his sale was seriously discussed. Not because of poor form, but to balance the books. And that's when everything changed. Hansi Flick arrived. He didn't just adjust Raphinha's role, he reinvented him. Now, Raphinha became a hybrid playmaker, with something every creative footballer dreams of: freedom. In Flick's fluid 4-2-3-1, he wasn't just a winger, he moved centrally, attacked from deep, created chaos between the lines. Less of a wide man, more of a scoring playmaker. 11.9% of his touches last season came inside the opponent's box, his best ever number in La Liga. He became a kind of false 10, the architect of Barcelona's attack in the final third. The numbers prove it. He ended the season as the top chance creator across Europe's top 5 leagues. 39 key passes. That's elite. 58 goal contributions in 40 matches. 28 goals and 20 assists. Not a hot streak. A statement of consistency. He averaged 3.5 key passes per 90, ranking among Europe's best creators. Even though some expected assists weren't finished, his XA rose by 30%, showing how much sharper his vision and timing became. He also ranked third in La Liga for total shots and shots on target. But the most striking stat? His Champions League finishing rate, 40% shot conversion. That's not progress, that's evolution. Raphinha's movement disorganizes defenses, pulling players out of shape and opening spaces for teammates like Yamal. Remember that match against Alaves, when he drifted inside, dragged two defenders, and with a single disguised pass, set up Lewandowski's goal. That's Raphinha, creating magic from nothing. 19 goal contributions in a single Champions League campaign, 12 goals and 7 assists, equaling a record once set by Lionel Messi. He also became the first Barça player since Luis Suarez, 2015-16, to record a 20-plus goals, 20-plus assists season. And most importantly, he delivers when it matters most. If you still don't see him, maybe it's time to look again. Because this Raphinha isn't just living his best chapter. He's writing one of the greatest modern stories in Barcelona history. Now I've got 2 questions for you. Has Raphinha done enough to become a Barcelona legend? And is he the most underrated footballer on the planet right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them all. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. And don't go anywhere. Click on the next video. Trust me, it's worth it.